On day one, I didn't know what I was doing, but I sat down and did it anyway, even though I felt stupid and meditating felt like a waste of time. 10 years later, I can confidently say that if I hadn't stuck it out, then right now I would have way less money, way less knowledge, way less copywriting success, and way less joy and happiness. For I found some of the untapped gold that lays inside all of us through meditation. Yet, this isn't about any of that. But today, I want to talk about the biggest realization I gained after a decade of meditating. This realization is the difference between having the freedom to live an epic life and just living an okay life. But in order for you to understand the significance of this realization, I have to take you back to the early days of my meditation career. When I first started meditating, I didn't know what I was doing. Instead, I thought the purpose was to stop my thoughts. So I tried and failed over and over again. Yet I continued doing it again and again like a dummy to no avail. Then I came across somebody who said the following: purpose isn't to stop thoughts. It's impossible to do because thoughts just happen, but instead to let thoughts arise and pass without becoming attached or identified with them. This made more sense, so I gave it a go. I sat down, closed my eyes, followed the breath, and experienced the thoughts come and go while I remained here. Or at least I tried. In the early days, I would drift off with the thoughts, almost as if they were a car with an open passenger side door telling me to hop in, and I'd hop in right away and be taken wherever the car was going. But the more I practiced, the more I could simply be aware of thoughts coming and going while I remained here. In other words, this was like saying no to the passing car and letting it drive off without me. Phase 2 of my meditation career started when I closed my eyes one day to sit down for 20 minutes, but was quickly disturbed by my neighbor who was mowing his lawn loud as fuck.
Fuck this guy. I'm trying to meditate. Why is he being so damn loud?
Needless to say, that was a fucked up session. It was very lousy. The third time something like this happened, I remember having an insight. What's the difference between the noise of my neighbor's lawnmower, the loud TV, and a noisy thought inside my brain? No real difference, for both were an experience that was arising in the moment inside my consciousness. This in return led to the following aha moment. The noises outside me are just like the noisy thoughts inside my brain. Both arise and pass, but it's the identification with them that gets me off my center and sabotages my meditation session. After having this realization, I decided to broaden my meditation by not only being aware of the thoughts inside my brain, but also the surrounding noises that made up my experience. Instead of trying to quiet the noises around me, I'd welcome all the noises, and the objective of my meditation became the following: let internal thoughts and external noises come and go while I remain here as the open space. I would continue to meditate like this for months and years, focused on letting my thoughts and external noises come and go while I remained as the open space. The practical benefits this brought to my life were, of course, immense. Example: when people around me first discovered what I was doing with online business, they used to make a lot of noise and say all types of shit, such as, "Look at this guy. Who the fuck does he think he is?" But I just viewed this all as noise, no different than the noise my neighbor's lawnmower would make in the early AM. And by doing so, these noises would simply come and go without fucking me up, which allowed me to stay the course with my online business dreams. If life is this good by just spending a couple minutes on the meditation cushion each morning, then how good will it get if I learn how to meditate with my eyes open? This idea of lucid living was exciting and crazy enough to take a chance on, so I said fuck it and gave it a go. It doesn't matter if the events are negative or positive. Both are treated with the same degree of love and allowed to come and go without taking me along for the ride. Of course, I'm not perfect and do get taken along for the ride. Usually for serious shit like death of a loved one, or not so serious shit like losing a beer pong. I lived all my life thinking I was Tej who existed in a time-based reality of past, present, future, and I was interacting with an outside world. But through the open-eyed meditation and recognizing myself as the open space in which all comes and goes in, I realized that wasn't the real truth. For all this time, the concept of time, the body of Tej, the ideas of Tej, the events of Tej's life, the sights of Tej, the people in Tej's life, and so on and so forth, have really not been outside me, but inside me. Inside that open space, which is outside time and is where all of life and even the death of the character Tej occurs in. And as the result of this wild insight, I had the greatest realization of my life. I realized I was free. Free to be however I please in the crazy movie of life. Because all is accepted in the open space that I am. This in return inspired me to give 2 middle fingers to the conventional life and to instead live life fully my way. So on that note, thank you, meditation, for through you I found myself, aka the open space that infuses and houses all of life without becoming stained by any of it. Thanks for listening. Which meant I could actually relax and unwind.